Welcome to Conversations on 99 English. My name is Suresh Kochattil. The elections in the 4 states and 1 union territory that is due, which is Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal and Assam and Puducherry, will start with the process on the 9th in Kerala. The elections are catching up, the heat is increasing, and sure enough, the politics of it is also in the fore. To understand the situation in each of the states, we will go beyond just the numbers to understand what exactly is happening with politics. And that is enough to understand which way the wind is blowing. I have with me Pawan Harsha today, who will speak to us on what's happening in the state of West Bengal. Welcome, Pawan.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, Harsha. So the question I want to ask you is very simple. Where do you see the West Bengal elections going now that it is in 2 phases, unlike 5 phases before? Do you see a threat to Mamata Banerjee, or do you think she can still hold on and make it for the 4th time in a row?
I mean, sir, in my opinion, I think you have to correct if I'm wrong. We are still having 2 to 3 weeks for the campaigning. Correct. So anything can happen in just 3 weeks, because that is what we saw in 2021. But this time, unlike 2021, the one major change I'm observing, sir, in TMC is Mamata Banerjee is kind of rattled this time. She was actually very confident in 2021. The kind of slogan she gave, the kind of body language she showed in 2021, we are not able to see that this time. So that is the one major difference that I'm seeing in the way TMC is handling this campaign. And when it comes to BJP in 2021, they actually made many mistakes. One of the main mistakes, in my opinion, is giving tickets to turncoats. The people who actually switched sides from TMC to BJP in 2021, despite getting suggestions from various blocks not to give tickets to them, BJP actually preferred them, and the anti-incumbency that was having on these candidates transferred to BJP. In fact, BJP saved Mamata Banerjee to one end. And then actually, as Amit Shah ji recently said, because of the coronavirus wave in the last 2 to 3 phases, we couldn't do the campaigning keeping the public health in mind. So this time they are not having that many phases. Ironically, sir, one thing what we have to observe here is Mamata Banerjee became CM for the first time in 2011. At that point, actually the phases which we have observed till last election, like 5, 6, 7, it started in 2011. As long as the phases were confined to 2 to 4, Mamata Banerjee did not win. So there are, rather than comparing with 2021 and 2026, if we go to 2011 and before that, we are having one eerie similarity. I think that could be one of the reasons why Mamata Banerjee is looking so rattled and visibly little bit uncomfortable. And my observation is BJP is not attacking Mamata Banerjee personally this time. Normally, we all know how the kind of aura PM Modi has. The same kind of aura Mamata Banerjee carried in 2021. So the personal attack like Didi actually impacted BJP. So this time they have learned their lessons. That is what I feel. You have to correct me.
No,
what is your
the
opinion,
thing
sir?
is yesterday the Supreme Court finally said, and the Election Commission confirmed, that approximately 88 lakh voters are out. Yes. Today will be the last day of adjudication. After which, I think last night or today night, the list will be published. 88 lakh voters are likely to be out of the system. They can still go for appeal, but that appeal, anything that comes out of the appeal will be only after the elections, which means they cannot vote for this time. 88 lakh votes going out of the system is going to definitely create a huge impact. True, sir. Because if you look at the winning-losing margin last time of around 40 lakh votes, it's a big number. Yes. Which means, like in Bihar, where all the opinion polls said it is going to be a touch and go, or even sometimes that Tejasvi's alliance could win, we saw BJP getting into a landslide victory with almost a 2/3 majority. Now, in case of Mamata Banerjee, we know that her strength lies in and around Kolkata. 24 Parganas, north and south, which is total of 126 seats. Yes. This is where they are extremely strong. One is a minority vote bank, second is the Bhadraloks, the OBCs. This, if BJP wants to break Mamata Banerjee, of the 294 seats, 126 comes from this area only. When you look at the overall TMC candidate selection this time, Abhishek Banerjee has dumped 74 MLAs and brought in new young faces. According to him, the logic, there is no anti-incumbency against the government, but there is an anti-incumbency against the MLAs. Whereas when it came to this 126 seats, and especially in Kolkata and outer Kolkata, there are candidates who are 70 plus, who have won more than 5 or 6 times, but TMC has not replaced them. Now, the obvious question is, what is Mamata Banerjee scared of? If she does the same experiment as dumping other MLAs and bringing young faces, why didn't she do that in Kolkata and nearby places? My hunch is almost that we should now, once final list is published today night, then we should understand how many votes have dropped from each constituencies. How many voters have been removed from each constituency. And then look at the winning-losing margin of last time. And then you can easily make out whether there will be a change this time. Suppose TMC had won by 9,000 votes in some constituency, and more than 20,000 voters from that constituency have been removed. And obviously, the result this time will be different. Okay? This is what I feel. So.
Yeah, exactly, sir. Because in 2021, if we observe, approximately in 57 seats, the vote margin was just 8,000. And of these 57 seats, BJP won around 28. And the remaining 29 seats were won by TMC. When it comes to 3,000 vote margin seats, there were approximately 19. And BJP won 12 seats. And TMC won 7. So, as you said, if the voters, illegal voters through SIR or through any other format, if the voter list is coming down, it could actually impact TMC. But one question what I want to ask you is, sir, there is one actually, if we compare West Bengal with Assam, I want to know your opinion about this. Himanta Biswa Sharma, who is the current chief minister, he said this in 2026, he said this in 2021. He said in 2021, when the delimitation did not happen, he said we are not fighting in 126 seats. We are just fighting, I think he said somewhere in 90 seats or something like that. Because he said we will not get Mia Muslim votes, I am not asking for them.
North Bengal, North Assam votes.
Yes. And at the same time, since the delimitation happened, the number from 30 seats came to around 23. He said we are contesting only in 1 or 3 seats. Do you see the similar pattern BJP is having over here? Instead of fighting in 294 seats, are they consolidating their efforts at around 250 or 270 seats? Whereas Mamata Banerjee has to focus on 294 thanks to Humayun Kabir this time.
See, if you look at BJP's growth from the early days, say 2011, that time they had one seat, if I am not mistaken. From there to 2016, they won, I think, around 70 odd seats. Then in 2021, they won 77 seats, of which some people resigned from the party, left, some people defected. And the effective number, I think, is around 60 odd plus now. The question is BJP aiming at a slow and steady growth? Let us understand one thing, as much as Himanta Biswa Sharma said, the North Assam belt, which is a Bangladeshi Muslims who returned from Bangladesh, when you look at their aspect, when you look at their voting patterns, Badruddin Ajmal takes away all those votes for AIDF there. When Congress doesn't stand a chance, Owaisi tried his luck, but people have stuck on to Badruddin Ajmal, whatever said and done, because he represents them. He is, of course, also a Bangladeshi who moved into Assam. Now, the obvious question would be, in Mamata Banerjee's case, we look at Malda, Murshidabad, 24 Parganas, both north and south, and even Kolkata. These are all districts bordering Bangladesh, and there's been a huge influx of refugees from 71 and even before 71. Okay, and Indira Gandhi gave a lot of leeway for people who came in that time, saying they could automatically become Indian citizens. A lot of them did. But post 71, there has also been illegal migration, we all know that. And when this SIR came up, 2002 was taken as a cutoff mark. So the last SIR happened in 2002, 2003. So what happened was they tried to do what is called one a progeny mapping and connecting with some voter in your family who was there in 2002 list. Now obviously there are many who didn't have that, and that is why you see that 88 lakhs going out. BJP's strength has always been upper Bengal, New Alipurdwar, Darjeeling, Siliguri, all that Chicken's Neck area, Cooch Behar and all these areas. And obviously those seats are where BJP is winning from. That is why that 70 is very consistent.
Yes.
They will still win from there. The question is only that will BJP be ever able to break the jinx of getting more Hindu votes, even in Kolkata, for example.
Yes.
There are many Hindus who are proudly say that they will not vote for BJP.
Yes.
These same people were there when the communists were there. When Jyoti Basu and Buddhadev Bhattacharya wrote for almost 34 odd years, it was totally a Bengal syndrome that it was always the communist who used to win.
Yes.
There was no Congress. Of course, Congress was there before that. Siddharth Shankar Ray, Dr. P.C. Roy and all these people were there. Legends. But after that, Congress literally got wiped out from Bengal. And we saw from 2011, as I told you, how BJP has been coming up. Now, for BJP to grow, obviously, they have to get the votes in these Malda Murshidabad area from Hindus. Maybe not the winning margin, but at least increasing the vote share so that in the next election, okay, we are in 2026, so next one obviously will be in 2031. In 2031, BJP can perhaps close that gap, okay, and maybe aim to kind of upset the apple cart.
Yes.
The second option would be somebody like Owaisi coming in there and taking away the Muslim votes, which he did in North Bihar,
Yes.
okay, the Sambal areas and all that, where he got 5 seats.
Yes.
Or like he does in Maharashtra, where again he did very well in many constituencies, even the local body elections. They have been traditionally winning in Aurangabad, what is now called Sambhajinagar.
He is now campaigning in Assam as well
Assam.
for AIUDF.
Correct. So obviously, they will, if he takes away those votes, okay, then there is going to be a split. And we saw that happening in Bihar,
Yes.
which is why he gets always called as a B team of BJP.
Yes.
But his logic is very clear that he wants to move from being a Charminar party to an All India party. And he is willing to take that risk, and people of Bihar have shown him, not first time, second time. Last time also they won 5 seats, but all the 5 MLAs RJD purchased.
Yes.
And he was very angry with them because of that. So the question now is very simple, is BJP willing to bide its time? The one major negative factor for BJP is that they don't have a strong leader who could stand up to Mamata Banerjee and fight with her. They don't have a Yogi Adityanath like in Uttar Pradesh. They don't have a Himanta Biswa like in Assam, or they don't have a Devendra Fadnavis like they have in Maharashtra. But BJP has shown, Harsha, over the years that they can fight an election without a CM candidate.
Yes.
Modi ji famously keeps saying this, vote for me, not for the MLA, or vote for me, not for the MP. And that is very clear. So, and you saw that in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, and
In
even
fact, as
Delhi.
I said, even in Maharashtra, sorry for interrupting, sir, even in Maharashtra, they did not announce CM candidate in 2014.
Correct.
So,
That is
you are absolutely right.
So, is that both a positive and a negative? Of course, we have Suvendu Adhikari and others, but still the point is Mamata Banerjee is a street fighter.
Yes.
And it's not now. She's been that way even when she was in Congress.
Yes.
Okay, one reason why she left Congress was because she was too aggressive. And Congress couldn't stand that.
Yes.
Okay, because they felt that they should still smoke the peace pipe with Jyoti Basu and not upset him. Whereas she was not prepared to do that. And she saw her chance when Buddhadev Bhattacharya came, because that time she knew she had a chance to grab.
Yes, true, sir.
What do you think?
If we observe Mamata Banerjee's journey ever since she came out of Congress, as you said, she has been fighting tooth and nail with the communists. One of the reasons why she has been CM for 15 years is because she has shown that she can stand up for the people of Bengal. Of course, she was actually fighting against communists, because we all know how communists rule. I mean, the kind of fear public has that what happens if we don't vote for them, and if they win, what they could do to us. That was one of the reasons why she was in opposition for so many years, despite forming TMC. but she convinced public that you vote for me and I will win so that we can throw TMC out. CPM out, communists out. Imagine the public mindset now that they actually had a more brutal leader than CPM, than Buddhadev Bhattacharya and Jyoti Basu. Now the challenge for BJP is they have to convince, just like how Mamata convinced in 2011. So in my opinion, sir, I just want your opinion about that. Since now we have compared Mamata Banerjee's journey, if we compare BJP's 2021 campaigning and 2026, don't you see any similarity of BJP's 2024 election campaign of general election and 2024 campaign of Haryana? In 2024 general election campaigning, we saw BJP went all out. Prime Minister Modi gave numerous interviews to same channel. For 2 to 3 interviews for Republic, same with another national channels, even for local channels. In the same way, BJP was very vocal in 2021. But we all know in 2024, although they won 240, it was not the number they expected. The immediate elections were in Haryana, like it happened in 1 to 2 months. Of course, the morale was actually very low. So BJP followed an under the radar campaign. While Congress was very visible, they were very vocal. PM Modi had a very silent campaign. If I am not wrong, sir, he did not have election campaigning in more than 2 to 3 places. He actually campaigned in very less number of places, and Yogi Adityanath became face. Batenge to Katenge happened at that time. Don't you see the same kind of campaigning happening in 2026, sir? BJP is not being very aggressive. They are actually active, but not very aggressive. And before I hand over to you, sir, before knowing your opinion, when it comes to 2021, the likes of in charge like Kailash Vijayvargiya or Dilip Ghosh, with all due respect to them, they were actually very vocal. And at one point, Kailash Vijayvargiya, he even said, why shouldn't I become CM? All these things impacted BJP's result. But when we look at the leaders or in charge BJP selected, Samik Bhattacharya, he comes from Bhadralok community and he is working behind the scenes. Rather than being of course he is doing press conferences, he is countering the narrative, but he is not being very, like attacking mode like Dilip Ghosh. And same with in charges like Bhupendra Yadav, you are not able to see at least one press conference of him. And of course we all know the track record of Sunil Bansal, the man who actually gave BJP Uttar Pradesh and Odisha. So BJP is going under the radar. Don't you think this will help BJP? Isn't that what making Mamata Banerjee more nervous, that she couldn't find anything to attack BJP? Is this why she made Gujarati comments and now they are actually doing the damage control?
Yeah, it is Mahua Maitra who made that comment. But yes, the point is simple, as you rightly said. Mamata Banerjee is scared when Amit Shah said, I am going to be here for 15 days. True. And she made that comment saying you can be here for 365 days but you still can't win the election. See, the TMC is playing on an emotion now. Fish, mutton, Bengali Asmita and all that. Because they know for sure that there are some things which the Bengalis are obviously scared of, which is a North Indian influence. Okay. As much as Assamese hate Bengalis being in their territory, there's something very similar. That is why she kept saying that Biharis and UPites are being bought into the electoral rolls of West Bengal. We all know that a lot of Biharis and UPites have migrated long back into West Bengal. It is nothing new about it. And vice versa. A lot of Bengalis have moved out of Bengal. We know that today the unemployment in Bengal is the biggest issue in this election. And if you see the Atmasakshi survey, it ranks above corruption and law and order. Because Bengal is today an old age home, like Kerala. All youngsters are leaving these two states because there is no employment, there are no big factories. We all know Mamata Banerjee's famous fight to oust Tatas from Singur and what happened after that. And Tata subsequently went to Sanand in Gujarat and set up the nano projects there. That was one big blow for Mamata Banerjee, which she never recovered from. Even today, you look at, maybe there are some IT companies there in West Bengal, but industrialization by far, because she made that famous statement once that I will not allow a single inch of land to be taken for any industry. I will not allow that to be taken from the common people. And that itself set off a lot of people out of Bengal. Being the commercial capital of India at one time, including being the capital of British India, today Kolkata has really gone into a seed. Okay, it has never recovered from that. The point is also with the Matua community, because that is one big factor now. With more than 1 crore voters, there's one crucial mistake which BJP did, which impacted them in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. That is, after passing CAA, they took 5 years to frame the rules for it, which is unpardonable, because one can understand 1 year, maximum 2 years, but 5 years for a law which you passed with a great deal of difficulty, underwent legal challenges. You could have immediately drafted the rules for it and given citizenship. There are people on the Rajasthan side, if you see, who came from Pakistan, who settled there. There are people who came to some areas of Jammu Kashmir, who came to Punjab, even to Gujarat. Those people are even now left without citizenship. And the Matua community which you are seeing in West Bengal has a similar problem. Obviously, last time they expressed their anger, and this time I believe many of them already got their citizenship. Some have got SMSs indicating that. Do you think this election, Mamata Banerjee is trying to pull a lot of them to her side?
True, sir, because we have to give appreciation to Nityanand Rai, because when they actually used this card against BJP using Matua card, Nityanand Rai was the one who actually came, on behalf of BJP. He was the one who was very vocal that don't worry, we are there for you, we will do whatever we can. And as you rightly said, despite BJP gave assurances in 2021, we all know one of the main reasons why BJP got the tremendous jump of 19 MP seats in 2019 was because Matua community voted for them. As you rightly said, trusting that they will be getting citizenship. And since they did not get anything in 2020, by 2021, they did not vote. And although they got, although the rules were framed in 2024, it was already late and there was some kind of, confusion, disappointment, anger. They did not vote. But this time BJP is actually taking care of each and every community. Whoever they can. If we look at the campaigning BJP is following, sir, I am seeing one similarity of BJP campaign, the BJP used in 2018 for Tripura. As you rightly said, they are not attacking Mamata personally. This is the same thing they did for Manik Saha Sarkar in Tripura. We all know the in charges were current Assam CM Himanta Biswa Sharma and Ram Madhavji. The campaign they used it was very brilliant. Manik Sarkar is not corrupt. Not having a corrupted CM will not fetch anything. You should have development. Give us one chance, we will be like Manik Sarkar, at the same time we will develop. I believe BJP is following the same kind of campaign, because they are exposing the atrocities and the corruption of TMC. They are not blaming that on Mamata Banerjee. Similarly, like how they actually did for Manmohan Singh. Manmohan Singh was a clean guy, but the government is very corrupt. They are using that campaign, and as you rightly said, all the protest and the way Mamata Banerjee government kept the state away from industries, they are actually using all these cards this time. As if it is like BJP, it is feeling they must be feeling now or never. That could be one of the reason why we are seeing all these things. So what do you think, sir? Is BJP following Tripura kind of campaign, or do you see any kind of similarity of any other state campaign that BJP is using for West Bengal?
I can see a Karnataka model there.
Okay.
20 years ago or 25 years ago, BJP was a nobody in Karnataka. It was a Congress guy, Devrajers, before that Virendra Patil, a lot of Congress CM. Then later on, Janata Party had a bit of influence, Ramakrishna Hegde and all these people. Never a BJP person. But over the years, BJP slowly built its influence from southern Karnataka, because that is where BJP was always strong. Dakshina Karnataka, Udupi, Mangalore, all those sides. And then slowly they started growing. But there was a Mandya party which was holding them back, which was JDS. With somebody like Kumaraswamy and his father Devagowda, who once was a prime minister too. BJP felt that the chance for them to grow in Karnataka was to diminish these two people from the leadership. Okay. But they were showing their power in Mandya and surrounding areas. So what BJP did was surreptitiously they started chipping away at the JDS vote bank. And over the period of time, with using Yediyurappa as one of the party icons, the party grew at the expense of JDS. JDS went with Congress in alliance. Later they fought, they divorced, they came back to BJP, and BJP slowly started chipping away again the Karnataka votes from that were going to Kumaraswamy. Today you see BJP, even though they are in opposition today, JDS is nowhere. Of course, now they are saying we will contest independently, we will not agree to this, but it's gone, finished. They've taken Kumaraswamy to the center, given him a union minister post. Father was sent to Rajya Sabha, he is quiet, he is finished. Now, BJP is literally finished of JDS. I've been advocating the same strategy in Telangana. But unfortunately here, in BJP Telangana, their main enemy as they see is Congress, which is not true. They should instead have chipped away at BRS, finished BRS completely, taken that 20-25% vote share from BRS and gone after Congress. Because the BRS vote is actually an anti-Congress vote. But unfortunately, Telangana BJP has not understood that. They should have taken 5 to 10 years, doesn't matter, take your time. But finish up BRS completely. But in the local elections held recently, you allowed BRS to grow. That was a big blunder they did. Now, when you come to Bengal, it is something very similar. Okay. When you think of Manik Sarkar and how BJP came, there was an immediate change.
Yes.
And Manik Sarkar was a bigger or longer serving CM than Jyoti Basu. Okay. And he kept a distance away from the central leadership of CPM, if you remember that.
Yes.
Very quiet man, as you said, uncorruptible. It was very good. But as usual, there was no Northeast never had a development. By the way, you can't blame Manik Sarkar for not having the development. Entire Northeast never developed.
Yes.
The Congress always had this out of sight, out of mind approach. Kidhar ka Northeast, kahan ka Northeast, we are not bothered. There were no roads, no bridges. A.K. Antony famously made the statement saying we don't build roads because Chinese will get angry. So that kind of situation was there. But what you have seen over the years in West Bengal, I've seen is the way BJP has finished off literally CPM and Congress. My question to you would be, obviously, where did that vote share of CPM go? Congress, we can still discount it. Maybe it's in single digit. But CPM had 30 to 35 to 40% vote share. Obviously, that has gone. Today, they are at 3%. Yes. So, where did that vote share go? Was that the vote share which BJP got? Or maybe they didn't get it in full. If they got it in full, they would have obviously won. But the large part of that vote share would have also been Muslims who were voting for CPM at that point in time, who later turned out to be Mamata Banerjee.
Yes.
See, the Muslims in West Bengal, like in other places, had a choice. Here they have Owaisi and Congress, they vote for Owaisi. Maharashtra, they have the same issue. If you go to Uttar Pradesh, they have Samajwadi Party and they have Congress. If these two combine, then they get a combined vote share. If they contest separately, they lose that vote share. In West Bengal, obviously, that vote share of CPM, my guess is the Muslims part has gone to Mamata Banerjee and the Hindu part has come to BJP. Remember, the North Bengal was a Gorkha land agitation from a long time.
Yes.
Which never fructified. Of course, they have their autonomous council and all that, but still, that thought process is still there. S.S. Ahluwalia won from Darjeeling and all those places. So, he's a Sardar who won from that place, imagine in Bengal. But that is the kind of affiliation which BJP had. So, as we close this conversation, my obvious question to you would be, in this election, as we are seeing the exit polls, the opinion polls that are coming in now, it shows that there is still a 30 to 40 to 50 seat gap between BJP and Mamata Banerjee. With Amit Shah, Prime Minister Modi and all the central leadership putting the full effort into it, do you think BJP can still close that gap further?
I think, in my opinion, BJP has high amount of chances this time, to form its government, sir. Because the way I see it, this time if there are, everyone is having their own challenge. I mean, BJP as a party is viewing to win West Bengal because BL Santosh ji, he said in the recent conclave organized by Panchajanya, it is a civilization battle for us. So, we can understand the stakes why BJP wants to win, because they want to stop the demographic change. And when it comes to Amit Shah ji as a person, personally, be it for him or be it for Prime Minister Modi, Mamata Banerjee has been one CM or one leader whom they actually couldn't defeat. I mean, they actually got one big boost, by in 2018 with defeating Manik Sarkar. Then in 2024 with Naveen Patnaik in Orissa. So we have to see whether they could actually topple TMC in 2026 or not, because that is the main, I think, because they want to have their own legacy. So what better than having, defeating Mamata Banerjee in 2026. And apart from that, when it comes to defeating Mamata Banerjee, the reason, my personal opinion is, if we look at the states, sir, if we go to 2029, with assuming that the same amount of seats will be there, if they don't do any delimitation in all this process, of the 5 top states, BJP's presence is minimal or is challenging in 2 states, Tamil Nadu and West Bengal. They have good presence in Uttar Pradesh and they have good presence in Maharashtra, good presence in Bihar. But their presence is not there in Tamil Nadu at all and in West Bengal. So they may want to change that. So in that way, keeping 2029 elections in mind, BJP could put everything they want, everything they can to win 2026 so that they can get good seats in 2029. That is my opinion.
Yeah, I think even because Lok Sabha polls are fought on a different footing.
Yes.
And local polls are fought on a different footing. Corporation, Panchayat are on a different scope altogether. But interestingly, let us see, because we still have some days to go. And as we go closer towards the date of the campaign, when we have more of opinion polls that come in, let us see if there is a closing of the gap that is there between Mamata Banerjee and the BJP. But the most obvious thing that is happening today is that of all the states going to poll, the most exciting one is West Bengal. There is no doubt about it, and for very obvious reasons.
Yes.
Thank you, Harsha, for joining us today. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a conversation with Harsha about the West Bengal elections. What happens in West Bengal will be known on 4th of May, and finally we see the results. That was a conversation with Harsha about the West Bengal elections. Of all the 4 states and 1 union territory, this is one state where BJP is going all guns blazing, taking their entire top leadership out there, using every strategy they have in the book, from the Do Parchi system to the cadres to everyone. On 4th of May, we will know whether this strategy worked. Till then, stay in touch. Jai Hind.